Hello, namaste, dear yogis. Thank you for tuning in today, this International Yoga Day. First of all, I would like to wish all of you a very happy, healthy, mentally and physically fit International Yoga Day 2020 and the entire year 2020. I will quickly talk about the significance of this day, why it is celebrated on 21st of June. As many of us already know, 21st June is the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, and it marks the beginning of summer in the Northern Hemisphere and the beginning of winter in the Southern Hemisphere. So it is believed that Lord Shiva, who is also the Adi Yogi or the first ever yogi, imparted the knowledge of yoga to the rest of the world on this particular day. And since 2014, PM Modi encouraged the entire world to celebrate International Yoga Day on this particular day. And the theme for this year's Yoga Day is Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. Talking about my journey with yoga, uh, I basically started doing yoga 5 years ago. I was going through a rough phase of mental health, as well as I was physically unfit at that time. As many of you already know, I am also a corporate employee. I am a human resource manager. I've been in the corporate world for 10 years now, and I am also the mother of two beautiful sons. So basically, after my second C-section delivery, I was kind of becoming mentally bruised and battered and physically unfit, and that's when I decided to take up some fitness regimen. And thankfully, I came across this opportunity to do the yoga teacher training 1 year ago with my Guruji Bhaskar sir at Rishikesh. I can say that after this training, my life has changed completely. Although my channel has so far covered only mostly the physical aspects of yoga, the reason that I really adopted yoga as a lifestyle was trying to gain the mental benefits, trying to conquer my mind 5 years back. Uh, Also, I would say that the first step of conquering your mind begins at the mat, doing some basic asanas on the mat. I would say I'm still on a journey, and I know very little about yoga and the physical and mental benefits of yoga so far, but I know that I trust the path, and if all of you also trust the path, then please. Uh, I would encourage more and more of you to adopt yoga as your lifestyle. It is very important to trust that it is possible to have control over your mind and gain mastery over it. And it is a long journey, so it comes bit by bit, but the entire journey is really worth it. These are difficult times, and I am struggling at home with work, with family, multiple responsibilities, as much as probably any of you or all of you might be. And I know that this pandemic has disrupted our lives heavily. So, in this context, yoga has become even more important in today's times, and it has become more relevant for a healthy living. I hope more and more people will be inspired. Guys, if you trust yoga and if you trust your teachers, if you trust me, let's make a start. Let's yoga today. Let us start with the common yoga protocol that is followed world over or on International Yoga Day. It comprises of basic asanas, easy to do for everybody who has been already doing yoga for a long time, and also for everybody who is new. Starting with 3 deep breaths. Deep inhale and exhale through your mouth. Another deep inhale and gently, slowly exhale through your mouth. Deep inhale and an even deeper exhale, slow and deep through your mouth. Gently open your eyes. Thank God for this beautiful day. And let's begin. First, raise up your hands, clasp your fingers together or in the Namaskar Mudra and bend to your left side. Take a deep bend to stretch your entire right side. Come back and stretch deeply, as deep as you can, on the left side. Next, place the opposite hand on the knee of the opposite leg and twist your entire trunk backwards with the other hand placed firmly behind you. Twist as much as you can. Stay for a couple of breaths and come back and repeat on the other side. Try to stay in the twist for at least 15 to 20 seconds. Next, let's do some simple warm-up exercises. First, let's begin with the warm-up for the neck. Bend your neck forward and backwards 5 times. Do not strain at all, just gentle movements. This will warm up your entire cervical vertebra. Next, bend your neck sideways. Try to touch your ear to your shoulders. 5 times on each side. Slow and gentle. Feel the stretch on the sides of your neck. Next, turn your head sideways from left side to right side, 5 times on each side. Feel the slow, gentle stretches on the sides of your neck, on your shoulders. And now gently rotate your head only backwards. 5 times backwards. Next, rotate your shoulders clockwise and anti-clockwise 5 times each to gently warm up the shoulders. For wrist warm up, stretch your fingers up and down as demonstrated. Stretch as wide as you can 5 times. Next is wrist rotation. Put both your fists together and rotate your wrists clockwise and anti-clockwise 5 times each. Relax and stretch your legs forward and bend your ankles upwards and downwards 5 times each together, and then 5 times each one by one. Gentle warm up for the ankles. Next, bring your feet together and rotate your ankles clockwise and anti-clockwise 5 times each. Warm up for the knees. Support your thighs with both your hands. And then place your left foot on the right thigh and perform these upward and downward knee motions to warm up your hamstrings. Repeat both the warm-up exercises for the knees on the other side. Slow and gentle, only as far as you can. Do not push yourself at all. The gentle stretch is all that yoga is all about. Next, with your legs outstretched in front of you, grab your big toes, keeping your spine straight, bend down, and try to touch your belly to your thighs and your forehead to your knees. Stay as far as you feel comfortable. Just remember to keep your spine straight. This is the Paschimottanasana. Slowly come back. And move on to Gomukhasana. With your legs in front of you, one knee above the other, and the opposite hands clasped together behind your back. Stay in Gomukhasana for at least 15 to 20 seconds. And then repeat it on the other side. Try to close your eyes and relax in this pose. Keep your back relaxed, your shoulders relaxed. Next is Marichyasana and its variation. Keeping the legs outstretched in the base position, get into the bind as demonstrated with one leg bent. Try to touch your forehead to the knee of the other leg while maintaining the bind and keeping the spine straight. Breath normal. And neck and back neutral. Coming back, move on to the other variation. Get into the twist as demonstrated. Breathe normally. And try to relax. Stay for a couple of breaths before returning to repeat on the other side. Maintain the bind. Bend down, keeping the spine straight. Breathe normally. stay for a couple of breaths or to a count of 20. Come back and move on to the twisted bind. Keep the back and neck neutral and breathe normally. Relax for a couple of breaths. Breathe deeply and gently move on to the tabletop position. Next is our Marjari Asana or the cat pose coupled with the cow pose. These two poses done together give a nice warm up to the spine. Repeat the two poses 2 to 3 times. Remember to inhale as you go into the cat pose and exhale in the cow pose. Moving on to the king of all asanas, Parvatasana, or the mountain pose, or the downward dog. Moving on to the three-legged downward dog, and finally to the king pigeon pose or Rajkapotasana. Gently getting into the deep stretch for deep hip opening. It's okay if your thighs are not able to touch the floor. Just stay comfortable wherever you can and breathe normally. If possible for you, move on to this next pose, which is a variation, which is another deep stretch and a deep bind. This back bending asana also is very beneficial for spine, for stretching of thigh muscles and hip opening. Coming back to the mountain pose and repeating the king pigeon or Rajkapotasana on the other side. Gently moving on, getting into the pose, staying there as long as is comfortable, breathing normally, trying to enjoy the deep stretch that your muscles are getting and not constantly worrying about what you're not able to achieve. Coming back to the mountain pose, slowly, gently flow to the cobra pose or Bhujangasana. If it's difficult for you to perform the Bhujangasana, please try to stay in Ardh Bhujangasana, which is having the front part of your body on your forearms. Breathe normally, stay for a couple of breaths as long as is comfortable for you, and again return to the child's pose. We must always perform a counter pose to the back bending poses. Next is another back bend, the bow pose or Dhanurasana. Stay in Ardha Dhanurasana, which is lower than this height of legs and arms, if that is easier for you to perform. Come back and back to the counter pose of child's pose. Next are some supine poses. The first is the happy baby pose. Try to be happy in this pose. Breathe normally, relax your whole body. Enjoy being on the mat today. This gives a gentle hip opening and stretch to your thighs. Move on to Setu Bandhasana or the bridge pose. Another back bend. Stay here for 10 to 20 seconds, as long as feels comfortable for you. And slowly come back. Next is Pavan Muktasana. Hug your knees tight, lying on the mat in the same position. This is another counter pose to the back bend we just did. Next are some leg stretches. Put the ankle of one leg on the thigh of the other leg and bring both the legs closer to your torso, giving a soft, gentle stretch. This stretches the outer part of the thighs gently and only as far as is comfortable to you. Next, stretch both the legs upwards and try to bring your knees to your forehead and not the forehead to your knees. Full leg stretch. Next is an inversion pose, which is the shoulder stand or Sarvangasana. Support your entire body in an inverted position on your shoulders. Support your back with the help of your bent hands, as demonstrated. Stay in the pose as long as is comfortable, and then gently come back to the base position. Next are some standing poses. First is Tadasana. Clasp both your hands and stretch them out on top of your head. Come up on your toes as well to give a stretch to the full body. Moving on to Vrikshasana. Try to balance in this pose. Stay for a few seconds. And slowly come back and repeat the balance on the other side. Breathe normally. Inhale good vibes. Exhale all things that are making you worry. Next is Padhastasana. Raise your arms up and gently bend down from the hips, keeping the spine straight. Try to touch your hands to your toes. Grab your big toes, or if you can go down even deeper, keeping the spine straight. Try to touch your belly to your thighs and your forehead to your knees. Stay in this asana for as long as you feel comfortable. Do not stop your breath. Try to breathe normally, trying to get deeper into the fold and gently returning. Next is Ardha Chakrasana or half wheel pose. Keeping your hands on your waist, bend backwards as far as you can keep the balance and as far as your spine allows you to bend. Breathe normally. And gently return. Next are some pranayam. First is the Bhastrika pranayam. To perform this, take a deep breath in and in a quick way exhale small breaths 30 times. Take a deep breath. Relax. Another deep breath. Relax. Take a few deep breaths. And the next is Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. Hold your fingers as shown. Close your left nostril with your last two fingers. Inhale deeply. And now close the other nostril with your thumb and exhale. From the same nostril, take a deep inhale and closing the other nostril again, exhale. This completes one round of Nadi Shodhana. Try to perform 3 to 5 rounds. Try to inhale to a count of 5 and exhale for double the time, which is to a count of 10. This ensures that we exhale more than what we inhale, which doesn't come naturally to us, and that is what gets us stressed. When we learn to breathe deeply, and not just inhale deeply but also exhale deeply, we will see that our mind is more at peace because our body gets more oxygen and the blood circulation is happening well throughout the body. Next, just join your palms together, close your eyes, and try to think of the most beautiful thing that you love to see with your eyes closed. At the same time, thank God for this beautiful time, for this beautiful day, for everything that you have currently and everything that you wish to achieve. And now we will relax in Shavasana. Try to relax completely in Shavasana. Have 3 deep breaths, and with every inhale, try to expand your abdomen to its fullest. And at every exhale, try to contract your abdomen completely. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Another deep inhale and deep exhale. Feel your body relaxing completely. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves. Relax your thighs. Relax your buttocks. Relax your lower back, middle back, abdomen, upper back, chest. Relax your arms, your hands, your fingers. Relax your neck, your jaw muscles, your cheek muscles, even your eyelids, your ears. Full body relaxation. Breathe normally and try to think of nothing. Few more breaths of deep relaxation. And slowly prepare to come back, gently opening your eyes, turning sideways and coming up to the sitting position. Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for your time. I'm Iris. I'm a certified yoga teacher and I release new videos, yoga sessions and yoga tutorials on my YouTube channel as well as Instagram. The links are in the description box below. Please share my videos and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram.